Hello again, Tropics fans, and we're back with new editions of Tropics Weekly. It's been a bit of a choppy season, as we know, on the indoor side, so we've taken a little bit of time off since there haven't been a lot of games here lately, but that will, of course, change with the playoffs coming and the Tropics making their first ever postseason appearance officially in the MASL. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this edition of Tropics Weekly, but right now it's exciting because we want to talk outdoor Tropics soccer as Florida back for now its third season in the United Premier Soccer League and joined by one of the stars of opening night, that is the Magic Man himself, Melvin Boateng, who's usually on the other side of the camera doing all the great work and all the great stuff you see on social media. A lot of that is Melvin, so we thank him for that, but we really thank him as fans for his performance in that 7-1 win over Tampa FC that kicked off the spring season for the UPSL Tropics. You realize, of course, you guys are still the defending spring champions.
Yep. Yeah, we are.
Have you talked about that at all? Because it's kind of funny that, it was 2 years ago now that you won the championship, but the league, of course, did not play in the spring of 2020. So by default, Florida Tropics are still champs.
Yeah, we still champs. We normally play in the spring season. That's our main season that we play. And we just happened to put a team in the fall, and just trying to get ourselves ready. Since the indoor season was about to start, trying to get some players, get into some fitness, game fitness stuff. So, yeah, in the fall it was pretty much a good season as well. When we're having difficulties with the COVID and stuff like that. So it made the season kind of look like a roller coaster, so, but it was still a good season for us. But now this is the actual season that we know we are champs and we got to defend our title again. So we excited to start the spring season again. Yeah,
and you guys look great on Sunday with that 7-1 win. You were a key member of that 2018 championship team, or actually 2019 championship team. And we know this roster will evolve some. Some of the indoor guys will come aboard as the MASL playoffs wind down, and hopefully we can talk in a few weeks about a Tropics championship. So the roster is still, as has been the case in past outdoor seasons, a little bit of a work in progress from the early part of the season to the mid part of the season. And you have a new coach in JP Reyes, someone who's very familiar to a lot of the guys. He played, of course, with the Tropics, really one of the original indoor Tropics going all the way back to November of 2016. So tell us about JP and his coaching style, and is he, I know when Lucas Teixeira was the coach, he liked an aggressive style, not taking reckless chances, but certainly attacking and creating opportunities. Is that kind of JP's mindset, or have you found him to be a little different in that regard?
No, I think they all kind of have the same principle of how we want to play. And obviously, the guys that are already in the team, JP, when he got the chance to coach the team, he called us, the guys that have been in the team for long, had some discussions with us about, how things used to be in the team. He just wanted to know how things were running in the team and stuff like that. But his principles and way of coaching his system is not anything different. He likes to keep the ball just like, we used to possess the ball more and stuff like that. So there isn't anything different, based on what we used to play, the system we used to play. When he talked to me, I told him about how we like to press a lot, and just make our opponents feel uncomfortable whenever they have the ball. Because whenever we lose the ball, we want to get it back again and then keep it. So these are the kind of key notes and key points that I kind of raise up for him to know how, I think give us a success in the previous seasons as well. So his style of coaching, I don't think is really anything different from what we used to.
And knowing JP a little bit, I'm not surprised he would do that outreach to the players to talk with them and pick your brains, especially some of the star players that have been here for the last couple of years. That certainly sounds like something JP would do and makes sense. Let's talk about that game Sunday. I don't know if anyone really knew fully what to expect. A new group of guys some familiar names for the Tropics, some new guys that showed well, but a couple of familiar names, and William Mayang with 3 goals, and you with 2 to stake the Tropics to a halftime lead of 4-0 and kind of cruise control from there to a 7-1 win. And great start, but how did it feel just to actually get back out there and compete against some different color uniforms and some guys you didn't know, and just shake off the rust of literally, you had that chance a little bit in the fall, but as you said, with the COVID, it was a little different, and now we're kind of inching back towards normalcy. How did it feel just to get out there and run around a little?
It's always, this question, whenever it's been asked, is just like, there's no two ways about it, because as long as I can walk, as long as I'm healthy and, I have the physical ability to just like keep going, I'm always excited to be on the field, to just like, play, meet new people to play with, just like we having a bunch of like new guys on the team now, just show them the way how we play and stuff like that. But it's just fun out there to just play. Good weather, good field, and, we just like, wants to get our fans to come out again, to just like let us take another ride again,
Well, and I hope they do that on, and I'm sure they will, on March 27th. Now, there is a game coming up Saturday, March 20th, over against Florida Premier. I think they play out of Tarpon Springs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that game will be streamed on YouTube on the Tropics channel. We do believe we're going to make that effort anyway, and if the conditions are right in terms of having electricity and all that kind of stuff at the field, we are hoping to stream that game. We know we will stream the game on March 27th. That is the big rivalry game early in the season now against Winter Haven United. So that will be a lot of fun. That will be at the Auburndale Sports Complex on March 27th, Saturday night at 7. And quickly, before we wrap things up, Melvin, wanted to ask you about that header goal that you scored Sunday. Now, I was kidding you off the air. I probably could have scored your second goal. We'll take a look at that one. You got credit for it, and you were in the right spot at the right time. So there is something to be said for that. But the first one was really pretty, and it was on a corner kick. And to me and most average fans, corner kicks kind of just look like chaos. It's like we hope we get lucky, and maybe somebody will get a foot on it, or maybe it'll take a lucky bounce. But in reality, you guys are all doing something specific. And tell us what you were doing on that play, what your responsibility is, and how it was you were able to get such a clean header on goal like that.
So we do basically have a strategy for our set plays. We have guys that needs to be in near post, guys that needs to be in the far post, guys that need to be in the center, and guys that have to make runs from the top of the box to attack the ball in there. So we have a strategy of our set pieces, and which basically I found myself in the right spot because I was one of the guys that has to make a run in the box. So I found myself unmarked because I made a run in the box, and then it was a perfect ball from the cross. And then since I was unmarked, I had so much time to be able to position, myself to kind of have a head on the ball to the corner.
Is it tempting when you find yourself that open to try and settle it and take a shot, or was it just instinctive to do the header because it was right there?
It's instinct, because once you come in inside there, you're coming in there with speed, so you just meet the ball as it's just coming. So whatever the ball is asking you to do, you just have to with instincts reflect and then just attack the ball that way. Yeah,
well, it was a pretty goal, and it really helped the Tropics get off to that great start, a 7-1 win. So the Tropics picking up where they left off 2 springs ago in the UPSL, and we'll see how things go this weekend against Florida Premier. And then, as we said, the big Polk County showdown on March 27th rather, out at Lake Myrtle. And again, the games are free to attend. There is a $10 parking charge if you're a single occupant vehicle, and for multiple occupant vehicles, it's $20. So pack the church van or however you get a lot of people there, and it's just $20 for everybody, and it's a great night of soccer. Don't forget the Florida Tropics of the MASL. The indoor side will sit out the first round of the MASL playoffs. That's because they get a first round bye for winning the regular season championship, first first time they have ever done that. And then the Tropics will be in action that first weekend in April in Kansas City for the MASL semifinals. Stay tuned. We'll talk more about that in our next edition of Tropics Weekly, and we might even have an idea then of who the Tropics will pick to play. They will get that opportunity to pick their opponent that weekend in Kansas City, and then the finals weekend is scheduled the second weekend in April, and those games will be in St. Louis, neutral site games, so you'll be able to watch those at least though on the Facebook Live pay-per-view feed that the MASL is providing fans this year. Melvin, thank you so much for joining us. We know you'll be rooting on the indoor guys. You trained an awful lot with them before getting a leg injury, I know, but we're happy to see you back at full health and out there for the outdoor side, and we'll keep all the fans updated on both the indoor and outdoor happenings over the next few weeks. It's a great time, a fun time to be a Tropics fans with both teams now in full swing. So until our next edition of Tropics Weekly, be safe and be well, everybody.